I started collecting Pokemon TCG again about 3 months ago in September, and I figured now that it's the start of the new year, it would be a good time to showcase what I collected so far on my journey in the last few months, and then I can also talk about the goals that I've set for this year, and then by the end of the year we can once again make another collection update, so we can see how much I've progressed and how many goals I've achieved throughout 2025. So let's get started. I basically have these 3 Vault X binders to go through with my main collection. Each binder has its own purpose. The green binder is for the base sets, the purple binder is for a few different species of Pokemon that I collect, and then the white binder is probably my favorite one. It's a bit of a personal one because this is where I collect all of the Teddiursa related cards. So I'm gonna go through all of them, starting with the green binder for the base sets, and I'll show you guys what is in them right now. So I mainly started this part of the collection when I found a bunch of old cards in an old shoebox, which had a lot of base set cards, probably like 60 of them, so I was already halfway done with the base set, mostly commons and everything. It didn't have any holos, so I decided that I wanted to complete the base set one as well. But later on I also decided that I wanted to add the jungle set, the fossil set, and the Team Rocket set to it. I decided not to add the base set too because I'm not really that fond of that set because it's mainly just reused artworks and whatnot. So the main goal right now is to complete all of these 4 sets by the end of the year. The closest one is the base set one because I'm only missing the big 3 cards right now. I'm missing the Blastoise, the Charizard, and the Venusaur, but I do have all of the other holos picked up by now, and of course completed the rest of the set with all the commons, uncommons, trainers, and everything, all of the energies as well. From the other 3 sets, I'm still missing most of the cards. I haven't really tried to work on them just yet because I decided that I want to complete base set 1 before I work on the next one, but I will work on the jungle set next. I already have a decent amount of commons from back in the day, and then jungle is pretty much the same. I have a few rare cards already in the fossil set as well, but no holos just yet, and a bunch of commons and everything like that. And then the same goes for the Team Rocket set, which I do have quite a bit of already, so I don't think this one will take too long to complete either, but I mostly want to look for these cards at like local card shows, so it's still a bit of fun because obviously I can just go ahead and visit Card Market, order every single card that I'm missing here and get all of them at once, but it still adds to the fun if you can actually search for the cards yourself at card shows and whatnot, so we're gonna do that. But that is basically the base set binder. Really excited to finish this base set one once I get those final 3, but obviously that's still gonna cost quite a bit to get those last 3, but I'll probably work on that in the next like month or 2 to try and finish that one. Alright, onto the purple binder, which is probably the one that holds the most value so far, and the one that I've spent the most money on in the last few months. It originally started with me just adding Gengar to the collection, but it ended up being Gengar, Houndoom, Mewtwo, and Absol. So those are the 4 other Pokemon that I collect alongside Teddiursa, which is obviously the main one, which is in the white binder that I'll show after this. But funnily enough, I started with adding Gengar, and it's the one that I have the least of for some reason. I only ended up getting 18 cards in total so far, when I started with like 4 or 5 of them already. But we do have a few cool ones. The old fossil, non-holo that is. I still need to pick up the holo and the first edition of both of them, because I do want to get all of the English versions of all of the cards in this binder. So I want to get all of the English variants, including reverse holos and whatnot, of all the cards available. These 2 are probably my favorite Gengars that I've picked up so far. This one is the holo version of the Expedition base set, which is really cool. Looks pretty alright, even though the back is slightly damaged for sure. I ended up getting these in a deal with an old friend of mine through Twitter, and originally these weren't going to be part of it, but he kindly added them because the other cards weren't in mint condition either, so really happy that he added these because they're definitely a nice part of my collection right now. And of course this one, the Skyrich non-holo. One day I'll pick up the holo version of this one as well, but that's gonna cost quite a bit. But yeah, I think this one is still really cool. Looks very clean for the binder as well. Also for my Gengar cards, I'm using these Gengar sleeves, which are pretty cool as well. I also do have the Gengar VMAX, which I think looks really nice. And one of the goals I've set for myself this year is also picking up the alt art of this Gengar VMAX, which has gone up quite a bit recently, I think, so that's gonna cost quite a penny as well, but we are gonna look for that one and hopefully add that by the end of the year. So that's the Gengar part, only 2 sides to that one. Nothing too special. Alright, next up we have the Houndooms, which I do have quite a few of already. My favorite part is probably this right here. I have all versions of the Neo Discovery set. I have the normal non-holo, I have the first edition non-holo, and I also have the holo right here. And then on the side right here, I also have the first edition holo in a PSA 7 sleeve, which I actually picked up at the first card show I went to in September. Now the question is, I do want to complete my binder with all of the English versions of these cards, so should I crack this open or should I just get another one so I can put that in my binder as well and just keep the slab on the side? I'm not too sure yet, and I'll probably decide quite a bit later, but it is something that I am considering. Other than that, we have the non-holo Skyridge Houndoom, which is absolutely beautiful. I love this artwork. The holo version of this one is actually insane and also costs loads, but I do want to get that one at some point. I have this holo Neo Revelation Houndoom, which I did pick up together with those 2 Gengars that I showed earlier in that deal that I got through Twitter. Love the artwork on this one as well. I think all of the old Houndooms in their holo versions look absolutely amazing. This one also has like a double holo error version of it, which is incredible. I don't know if I want to get that one at some point as well, but that one looks amazing, where all the red here is also holo effect. And then I also have this dark Houndoom that I got together with the Neo Revelations Houndoom in the same trade. Other than those, I just have a bunch of other Houndooms randomly organized, because I haven't really put these in any order just yet. I'll decide on that later on when I have enough of every single species in this binder. Right now they're just sort of put together so it looks nice with full pages. I really like this Houndoom as well. I think this was one of the first ones that I picked up. Looks very nice. Love this artwork as well. I have about 4 full pages of Houndoom so far. Looking to pick up a lot more of this one as well throughout the year. These 2 I got last weekend, I think, so these are the latest additions to the collection. Next up we have Absol. Originally I wasn't going to add this species to my collection, but when we visited the World Championship in Hawaii last year, I saw some artworks of Absol from the art competition, I think it was, and they really resonated with me, so I decided to also add Absol to my collection. And yeah, so far we have these almost 3 pages full of different cards, including the, in my opinion, best Absol card out there. Beautiful holo on that one. Pretty good condition for a binder. Really happy with that one. We've got these full arts. We've got some other random ones here. I have this one, which is 3 different styles. We have the reverse holo. We have the normal holo, as you can see, with like the lines going vertically. And then we also have a different holo, which has like the Cosmo holo effect. I don't know if you can see that well on the camera. Maybe if I take it out of the sleeve, you can see it better. Not the best lighting for these holo effects. Yeah, this is basically the Cosmo holo variant of the card. And just a bunch of other Absol cards. Nothing too special here, but it's starting to look quite nice with all the different versions of it. Alright, and then probably the biggest part of my collection at this point, unexpectedly, because this is literally the last Pokemon that I decided to collect, which is Mewtwo. And it was really only because I found these 2 old promo cards, which were in the same shoebox that I got all of the base set cards from. And I was like, well, there's actually quite a few cool artworks out there for Mewtwo, so what if I just start collecting those as well? And for some reason, that ended up being the Pokemon that I started buying the most at different card shows. Also the one that I was able to find the most, so I guess that's probably why. Nothing too special in this first page. I mean, this is a pretty cool full art promo, but other than that, the other cards aren't really too crazy. Then we go to the second and third page, where we start getting a bunch of different artworks, which all look amazing if you ask me. We have a bunch of Mewtwo EXs, we have a Mewtwo Level X, we have a Mewtwo V, Mewtwo GXs over here, including the Mewtwo, which is probably the coolest card in the Mewtwo collection if you ask me. I think this one also went up in price a little bit lately, but I don't really care too much because this one is not going anywhere together with all of the other cards. They will stay in the personal collection. But I just really love this artwork, it's so sick. I have the 3 different Mewtwo V-Star versions from Pokemon Go. I have the Mewtwo Delta species, which I also have the reverse holo of on the next page, so I'll show that in a second, because that's probably one of the cooler ones as well. But But yeah, just a bunch of different Mewtwo's, bunch of different types as well. We have the V's, the EX's, the GX's and whatnot. I have to organize these at some point, but again, I'll probably wait until I have more of them when I'm closer to getting all of the different Mewtwo variants, and then I can start putting everything in order, put all the different V's together with the V's and whatnot. But right now it's a little bit all over the place. Then we have these two final pages. Like I said, we have the reverse holo of the Delta species, which looks really cool. We also have the other one, the other Delta species reverse holo. I got these two at the same card show, I'm pretty sure. We have some more Mewtwo EXs over here. We have another Mewtwo GX right here. And we have two Mewtwo and Mew GXs as well that I got recently. And all of these cards I got at the last card show because you can still see the prices tagged on them. Because I ran out of Mewtwo sleeves, basically. I'm using these Mewtwo ETB sleeves for my Mewtwo cards, but unfortunately I ended up getting too many Mewtwo's, so I don't have any sleeves for them anymore. So these are still in the sleeves that I got them in from the card show, so don't mind the prices. But we have the Mewtwo V Union right here. We have this Mewtwo V from Pokemon Go, which looks absolutely sick. Really love the artwork on that. Very, very cool card floating above. We have this Mewtwo EX, which is the same artwork as this one, but it's from the Pokemon World Championship 2015. And I think there's another version of this from either 2014, 13, 12. It's one of them with a different name on it right here. So that's pretty cool. I have 3 more of the base set Mewtwo arts right here, but this one is actually not the normal base set. This one is the UK version. You can see the copyright right here. It says 1999-2000, so this is the UK version. I'll have to get a normal one as well for the Mewtwo collection alongside the one in the base set binder already. We have the base set 2 Mewtwo as well. Very nice, looking pretty clean. And then we have one of the Mewtwo's from Evolutions, because there's a lot of different versions of this one. You have the normal one, you have reverse holo, I think. There's a pre-release, a staff pre-release, and then there's this one, which is the cracked eyes holo. So a different holo effect on that one. And then just a few more random ones right here, which aren't too special, but I picked those up at the last show as well. So I picked up a lot of Mewtwo's last time, that's for sure. The goal is to get up to 75% collected from all of these together at the end of the year. I have like a spreadsheet where I keep track of everything. And the goal is to complete 3/4 of all of these species at some point. So a lot of cards to be picked up, but I think it's definitely doable by the end of the year. Now we've come to probably my favorite part of the collection, which is the white binder. And this is where we have our Teddiursa related cards. Look at that. So these are actually already in the correct order of release date. So we have the first Teddiursas right here with the Neo Discovery, the first edition as well. And the goal is to also get all the reverses and different versions of all of these cards. And I'm getting kind of close of completing the English Teddiursas. I want to complete all the English and the Japanese, and then basically just get, you know, any other languages or special Teddiursa related cards that I can get my hands on. But for now, we're mainly focused on getting English and Japanese complete. I don't have that many Japanese yet. English is getting close, and I do want to complete that one entirely this year as well. So we have these Neo Discovery, we have the EX Unseen Forces with the reverse holo as well, which is really cool. We're still missing a few right here, but almost have all of the Teddiursas. I mean, there's not that many either, but it will be cool to complete those either way. I'm also including the evolutions from Teddiursa, so we have the Ursaring from Neo Discovery, and I do also have all 4 versions of this one done. So we have the normal holo, we have the first edition holo, and then over here we have the non-holo and the first edition non-holo as well. I've got quite a few other Ursarings already. This one, pretty cool. Prime Ursaring right there. This is probably one of my favorite artworks. It's just super cute with the little Teddiursa on top of Ursaring's belly as well. And this is almost completed actually. I'm only missing one card right here, which is the first edition version of this Dark Ursaring card. One of the older cards as well. I got this one recently, but yeah, still looking for the first edition version. And then that will look beautiful once these pages are completed as well. Unfortunately, soon enough, we'll have to add a few spaces here, because with the release of Prismatic Evolutions, there will be a few different Blood Moon Ursalunas released, and a few different Blood Moon Ursalunas EXs as well. So we'll have to be picking up those soon. I do have some Prismatic Evolutions pre-ordered, so if we're lucky, we might just pull it ourselves, but otherwise, I don't think it will be too hard to get those with everyone unboxing all the Prismatic Evolutions, so that shouldn't be too bad. And I do have all of the different Ursaluna cards that have been released up until this point. You might notice that I use the same sleeves for all of these, except for this one Blood Moon Ursaluna right here, because this one is a little bit special. It's got the Honolulu 2024 World Championship sleeve on it, and that's because my girlfriend actually pulled this one out of one booster pack that she opened while we were on a hike in Hawaii. So this is probably one of my most valuable possessions in my entire collection. Very, very cool story behind it. So a big fan of that. Anyways, that's the English part of the Teddiursa collection. This is where the Japanese ones are. I actually haven't properly checked all of the different versions of the Japanese cards, but I will do that at some point. I do want to get all of the different versions of them as well. But for now, I just have a few of them. I have like one listed of each of the different sets. So that's how I have them organized right now, but I'll probably have to change that at some point as well. I do have the Holo Neo Discovery one, which is pretty cool. The same with this one, the Dark Ursaring right there. And then I have a few Japanese Ursalunas as well, but not too many just yet. These are just a few random doubles that I have. Nothing too special, I just, you know, have to keep them somewhere. I do like getting all of the Teddiursas that I come across anyway, so just a few extras isn't really a problem. Some extra Ursalunas and Ursaring as well. And then I actually got all of these together at the last card show as well. I saw all of these in one binder. I was like, I have to save them, you know. And I think it might be a fun idea to try and complete an entire binder just with this card. I think that would be pretty funny, you know. So every time I'm gonna come across this card, I'm just gonna buy them, gonna keep them here. Eventually, if I have enough, I'll, you know, move them to a different binder as well. And then these four are basically the last part of my collection for now. I've got this little Fampi, which is actually super cute, which has like a little Teddiursa cameo appearance right here that I got for Christmas from a friend of my girlfriend. So shout out Tamara for sending me this one. Actually, such a cute artwork. Really happy with that one. Then I got these two Russian cards over here that were sent to me by someone on the Species Collector Discord. His name is Hater, I believe. And then this one was gifted by someone else in the same Discord. The Ursaring, looking really cool. This one was sent to me by Frisian Lunatic. So yeah, very, very nice. And that is basically it for now. I have a few other Teddiursa cards on the way here. I think it was 2 German cards, 1 Italian card, and I have like 5 different PSA 10 special Teddiursas on the way, which I spent quite some money on, but I'm really excited to get those. And I also have a package on the way from Japan with a bunch of Japanese cards, so I'll probably make more videos about all of those things as well once they do arrive. So make sure to subscribe, and yeah, that way you can keep up with my collection. But yeah, that's it for now. 3 months of collecting. How have I done so far? Let me know in the comments. What more do you want to see? And I'll be signing off on that for now. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys soon in the next video.